My article was on how our perceptions influence the sense of touch. Now, our perceptions influence the way we interact with people. For example, the halo effect, where more attractive people are perceived to be more talented, or the in-group bias, where we favor people who are more like us than those who are different. Researchers from the University of Bologna have found that our perception also influences our sense of touch. So they used an applied research experiment in which the experiment called for 7 Italians and 7 Moroccans, and they were each shown pictures of people touching their face. Half the time the pictures were of people of similar background, and the other half of the time were people of a different background. Now, scientists applied electrodes to their left and right cheeks and would apply a stimulus that was below levels of threshold. And each time the participants saw a picture of someone touching their face that was of their same background, they were able to detect the stimuli to their face versus pictures that were of people who were from a different background touching their face. They couldn't sense those stimulations. Now, this was the researchers took on a quantitative approach, yet no statistical analysis or data was given with this study. It doesn't tell me how many pictures were shown, how many of those pictures were of people similar or those different, and it doesn't give me any statistics about how many times the stimulus was detected for people who saw the pictures of people from a similar background. It also leads me to question whether or not there was any selection bias. Where did these participants come from? And can this sample be extrapolated to a general population? Is 14 people enough to say that these results are true? And is this also true for Americans? It doesn't say whether they were male or female. Do females have a heightened sense of touch versus males? It doesn't give me any of that information. And it also leads me to question whether or not there was an order effect. There was no data that showed what order the photos were presented. So maybe the way that the photos were presented in that order could have had an influence on the way they detected stimuli. So in conclusion, there wasn't enough data given in this research experiment to make it a credible one.